To our top story now, and after a calamitous end to the Conservative Party conference, Theresa May's leadership is once again under scrutiny, and the question of whether she should stay on is the subject of our Sky debate this morning. So, should Theresa May stay or go? Joining me to discuss this, we have Farrow, a columnist for Conservative Woman, and Gavin Megaw, a director at Hanover Communications. Good morning to you both. Caroline, I'll come to you first. Theresa May, stay or go?
I think she should go, really. I mean, the difficulty that the Tory party has is that they know that Theresa May is not going to be the leader that they need going forward into the next election. Therefore, they've kind of got two things to think about. They've got to get through the Brexit negotiations, and then we all know that they're going to be looking for a leader in 4 years' time to get them through the next election. We know that Theresa May, judging by the last election, is not going to do very well in the next one, particularly if Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party is still, carrying on with the momentum that it does have. So actually, you do wonder, would it be better for her, to go now, for a new leader to be bedded in, and then they will be in a much stronger position, both in terms of the Brexit negotiations, because we've just heard, how Europe are looking at the UK now. They're looking at Theresa May and they're seeing that actually her party's in chaos. There's all this infighting, and it's not putting us in a very strong position in terms of these Brexit negotiations. But again, the other problem that the Tory party has is that the so-called coup to replace her, which is being led by Grant Shapps, who isn't going to be the next leader and isn't very popular at all, and I don't think would be a good choice. This is all being led by Remain MPs, and so there's a little bit of sort of cynicism, as in, if there is a coup to replace her, it needs to be with serious Brexit committed MPs rather than Remain members of the party.
Caroline, let's get the views of Gavin. Caroline was talking there about chaos in the Conservatives at the moment. Would it not add more to it if Theresa May were to go now?
Absolutely. The Conservative Party have always been self-indulgent when it came to looking at leadership and the issues that it faced. But to do that now would be extraordinary when the country's facing headwinds from a global economy that's slowing down, from Brexit issues, and with a Prime Minister in waiting in Jeremy Corbyn, or so he would say, who genuinely believes the 1970s were the best way to do politics. It'd be so self-indulgent. The Conservative Party needs to get its head out of its backside and start looking at bold solutions for the future.
Oh, well, there you go, Caroline. Punchy words there from Gavin. You do wonder if it seems to be generally accepted that Theresa May not survive the next general election. But in the interim, would it not be more sensible for her to deal with Brexit? She's embroiled in that at the moment, and for the party to start to groom a successor, somebody for the future.
Potentially, but then she really needs to get a handle on the party. She seems to be being led at the moment by political speculation. But, if we're talking about the Conservative Party getting their head out of their backsides, which, I firmly agree with, actually, you then have to go back to conference and you have to look at Theresa May's speech. Now, I'm not going to attack her for coughing, that wasn't her fault, and some of the attacks on her over that have been quite outrageous and quite pathetic and unkind. But it was symptomatic of something, and it kind of disguised the poor content in her speech. So actually, if you look at what her speech had, you've got the Tories, who were supposed to be, defenders and pioneers of free markets, and there they were bringing in actually a Labour socialist policy of capping energy prices. The other thing that she did was she brought in presumed consent for organ donation, so effectively saying that all our bodies are and our organs automatically belong to the state. That's really...
Well, Gavin, what does she have to do then? Because Caroline's focusing there on her speech, which she said was symptomatic of the problems. What does Theresa May have to do? We hear about this speculation ongoing in the newspapers. How does she nip it back in the bud and regain control?
Well, look, 6 months ago, Theresa May was one of the most populist prime ministers this country's ever had. It was extraordinary. She was talking about trying to do things right for people, to fight the establishment and give everyone the chance. She needs to get back on that approach. She really can deliver with that approach, one that can beat Corbyn. But the party has to back her. They cannot keep taking lumps out of her in this way. And I just hope now she's in a tough position, she becomes bolder and she starts trying to present the vision that she hoped to present last week but failed to do so.
OK, Gavin Megaw and Farrow, thank you very much for coming on to Sky News Sunrise this morning. Thank you.